Welcome to Daniel's 70 weeks. 70 weeks, or 490 years, have been determined upon thy people Israel and upon thy holy city Jerusalem for sin to be ended. Hebrews 9:26. If he had, he would have had to suffer many times since the world was created. But now he has appeared once and for all time. He has come at the end of ages to do away with sin. He has done that by offering himself. And to seal up the transgressions, that is why Christ is the go-between of a new covenant. Now those God calls to himself will receive the eternal gift he promised. They will receive it now that Christ has died to save them. He died to set them free from the transgressions or sins that they committed under the first covenant. And to blot out the iniquities, I will forgive their evil ways. I will not remember their iniquities or sin anymore. And to make an atonement for iniquities, that is not all. We are full of joy in God because our Lord Jesus Christ. Because of him, God has brought us back or atoned us to himself. And to bring in everlasting righteousness, let us be joyful, glad. Let us give him glory. It is time for the Lamb's wedding. His bride has made herself ready. Fine linen, bright and clean, was given to her to wear. Fine linen stands for the right or righteous things that God's people do. And to seal the vision of the prophet, love never fails, but prophecy or prophets will pass away. Speaking in languages that had not been known before will end, and knowledge or visions will pass away. And to anoint the most holy, he did not enter by spilling the blood of goats and calves. He entered the most holy room by spilling his own blood. He did it once and for all time. He paid the price to set us free from sin forever. Daniel 9:24. And thou shalt know and understand that from going forth the commandment for the answer and for the building of Jerusalem, and the elders of the Jews continued to build the temple. They enjoyed great success because of the preaching of the prophets of Haggai and Zechariah. Zechariah belonged to the family line of Iddu. And the people finished building the temple. That's what God of Israel had commanded. So the temple was completed on the third day of the month of Adar. It was the 6th year that Darius was king. And this would have been 418 BC. So until the prince, his second coming, 68 AD, there shall be 7 weeks and 62 weeks, or 483 years. So from 418 BC to 483 years later takes us to 66 AD, his second coming in 66 AD. And then the time shall return to the new covenant. And the street shall be built, and the wall. A spiritual true temple, Christ has built the cornerstone foundation, the 12 gates of the apostles, and the wall of temple, any believer. And the time shall be exhausted, the old covenant done away. And after the 62 weeks, the anointed one, Nero, shall be destroyed. There is no judgment, and he shall destroy the city, Jerusalem, and the sanctuary, the physical temple, with the prince Titus that is coming. They, the Romans, shall be cut off with a flood to the end of the war, which is rapidly completed within 7 years. He shall appoint the city, Jerusalem, to desolations. Daniel 9:25 through 26. And 1 week, or 7 years, as we see in Ezekiel 39:9, at that time those who live in the town of Israel will go out and light a fire. They'll use it to burn up weapons. That includes small and large shields. It will also include bows and arrows, wars, clubs, and spears. It will take 7 years to burn all of them up. And he shall establish the covenant with many, and in the midst of the week my sacrifice and drink offering shall be taken away. So the beginning of the war, August 25th, 66 AD, and on the temple shall be the abomination of desolations. Titus surrounds Jerusalem 1290 days later in March 7th, 70 AD. And then the end of the time shall be put up the desolation, the temple to be destroyed, and the end of the war in 74 AD, Daniel 9:27. A little bit of expansion on here we have, and from the time that daily sacrifice shall be taken away, August 25th, 66 AD, and the abomination that makes desolate, Titus and Vespasian basically arrive March 7th, 70 AD, 1290 days later, there shall be 1,290 days between those dates. Blessed is he that waiteth and come to 1,335 days, but go thy way until the end, for thou shalt rest and stand on thy lot at the end of the days. A little more detail here. And to them it was given that should not kill, but they should be tormented 5 months, from March 7th, 70 AD till 150 days later, the temple destroyed on August 4th, 70 AD, a Sabbath day. And their torment was the torment of a scorpion when he striketh a man. And so the war begins August 25th, 66 AD, and goes for 1,290 days up to March 7th, when they surround the city, Titus, for 5 months, and then they eventually burn the temple and the sacrifices stop on August 4th, 70. Then another 1,260 days for the war to complete, and then 1,335 days from when the temple was destroyed to when they can kind of come back into Jerusalem and settle in and have that everlasting gospel, Revelation 14. So hope this helps, makes sense. As always, love you lots. PJF Racing out.